What is up? What is up, everyone? It is 1212025, December 1st, 2025. Wake Up Justin live every morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 10. I will be here coming live direct from my place, my house, living room, yada, yada, yada. We'll be here. I'll be here. We'll be waiting. For some reason, my live chat is unavailable. Hold on, did I put it on kids? Did I put on that's made for kids? I think I did. Is that why my live chat's unavailable right now? Did I do the wrong thing? Do I need to start over again? No. Did I? No, it's still available. Weird. On my thing, it said it's not available. It says, sorry, live is currently unavailable on my OBS. So I was just trying to see what was going on there. But since it's unavailable, I'll just do this. How's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. You went out there. Oh, hold on. I need something else too. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend out there. Got something done. We got a lot of snow up here, as you can see in the background in the window. All the snow we got. We probably got about like I don't know, 10 or 11 inches, I would say. I mean, it's a fair. It was a fair amount of snow for sure. There was no shortage of that this weekend. It snowed a lot Saturday. It was crazy how much it snowed actually. Um, it was like the wet. It was like the wet, heavy snow too. It wasn't the fluffy stuff. It was the wet, heavy stuff. So that's always a good time. I can't believe it's December already though. Time's flying by. It's already December 1st, man. Wild. This whole this whole year 2025 really did fly by pretty quickly actually. I must say. It really did. I can't believe it's gonna be 2026 already. It's wild. Flew by. Went by so quick. What did I want to talk about today? Oh, let me turn my heat off real quick. It's so hot in here right now. It's so hot. Okay. What do I want to talk about today? Just life in general, I guess. I mean, I do have a new idea though. So I did get a new camera in for myself. Um, I did get a new camera in for myself recently, so what I plan on doing is I want to start um just filming myself. Well, not filming myself, but film walks that I take. I like walking. I've always just enjoyed walking in the woods or just walking in general. So I feel like go for walk or go for walks, record myself walking out in the wild, and then use that footage and talk over, and then like I mean, sync my voice over the footage of me walking uh, throughout, instead of just having the video of me sitting here in my living room talking in the morning. Take footage of the walks and then put me talking over the footage of the walks. That way, it kind of holds people's attention a little better than it does now. So I feel like what I'm saying is important and stuff like that, but I feel like me sitting here and stuff like that really isn't holding people's attention that well. More so if I was, splicing together my morning monologues and then putting it over a video of me walking the trails in the woods. I feel like that would be a little more a little more entertaining than me just sitting here in a chair talking. So that will be coming soon. Um, I just got to figure out how to get the footage from my camera to PC because I don't have an SD card reader. I don't have an SD card reader, and I can't figure out how to get the video from my camera to my PC without like I don't know. It's weird. I had it hooked up to my USB cable, and I still couldn't figure out how to transfer the files from my camera to my PC. So once I figure that out, though, we will be making different kind of videos where it's me walking and then my voice over it. I'm not gonna be talking while I'm walking. I'm just using the footage of that I'm recording of me walking. I definitely need to get a new portable hard drive though too, because my portable hard drive is already getting filled up to the maximum already. Um, I have a 1 terabyte hard drive, but man, it's been filled up. I'm at like 100 gigs of free space left, you know. So, um, that being said, you know, beginning of a new week, beginning of a new month, let's start it off strong. Let's start it off right. Set a goal for yourself this month and try to achieve it, whatever it may be. Try to be better than you were last month, or try to do better than you did last month, or something. You know, you always want to be aiming upwards, never downwards at your goals. You never would take a job for less pay, so I don't know why you would live life in a way that's lesser than what you deserve, or what you know you deserve. So, you know, I've always said the one thing you be in this life is the best you. That's it. But being the best you will also fix everything around you at the same time. Um, so that is like, you know, something at least I strive for in life is trying to be the best version of myself. Whether that's like, you know, going to the gym every day, trying to eat once a day, not really consume as much. Um, you know, I was kind of thinking about that yesterday. It's like moderation in life, I believe, is very important because it gives you, it makes you more appreciative of the things you have in life when you moderate yourself. You know, the less food you eat and the less food you consume, you know, when someone, you know, when you have something, you respect it a lot more than if you have it all the time. You know, it's just like one of those sayings, like no one can miss you if you never go away. You know, no one can ever miss you if you never go away. If you're always there and you're always present, you know, I know it sounds weird, but it's true. It's just the same thing with moderation. You know, you'll never be grateful for anything if you don't moderate yourself and don't always do what you want to do. You know, so I'm also, you know, I believe that moderation is key to a lot of people's problems, and people need to moderate themselves a little more better. But then again, you know, everyone's adults, so it's kind of like, you know, if you have the money and the means to do it, most people are just going to do it because they want the instant gratification and the instant uh you know, the instant feeling of happiness or whatever it may be. So uh it's hard for people, I think, because if you have the money and the means, most people are going to do it, whether they tell themselves no or not. They're still going to do it, you know. But you have to adult yourself and control yourself. You can't just always do what you want. I mean, you can, but it's not going to lead to anything good. You're just going to spoil yourself rotten. I think it's a big thing. People, you know, the word spoiled rotten is also, you know, like it's right in front of your face right there. Spoil, you know, you can spoil a kid rotten, you know, give them everything they want, do everything they want, all those things. It'll just spoil them rotten. Like they'll become a rotten person because they're literally rotting from like all the gluttonous, sinful activities that you're allowing and you're enabling. And adults do the same thing with themselves too. I think adults spoil themselves rotten also, in a way, and they don't even realize it. But it's a thing. It's a thing, for sure. 100% it is. But like I said, moderation, moderation, moderation. Always moderate yourself. I was talking to my buddy the other day, and we were talking about like humiliation and how um, humiliation is uh, God's favorite tool to teach people with is humiliation. It shows his sense of humor. I believe he finds it funny. It makes himself laugh. Um, it's like you don't get what you want, you get what you need, right? And I've been thinking about this more so recently about getting what you need and not what you want. Um, like if you want money and you want wealth, well, what you need is to learn how to manage money, save money, invest money, and all those things. You know, so that's what you want. You're gonna get what you need, which in return is gonna be struggle, hardship, and so when you get it, you know how to like manage it and how to properly hold on to it. It's like, feed a man a fish he eats for a day, teach a man how a fish eats for life. It's the exact same. Uh, it's the exact same parable and the exact same like thing. It's like, yeah, cool. If you don't know how to manage money and invest money and take care of money, even if you had money, it wouldn't matter because it would just disappear because you wouldn't know how to properly handle it. So it wouldn't even matter if you had money or not. You go broke within probably 2 years. It wouldn't matter because you wouldn't know how to properly handle or manage it. So would it really even matter if you had money or not? Or if you didn't have money and you went through struggle and hardships and learn how to manage it and how to take care of it and how to invest it and how to grow it, and then you had money, then wouldn't you be able to multiply it more and more and more instead of just losing it? What would you rather have? $1 million now or $1 million 5 years from now when you've been broke for 5 years and you learn how to manage it and all those things? Then what would you want, Um, and that's kind of the whole like thing of like humiliation and kind of like God's humor in a way of giving you what you need, not what you want. It's just people I think get frustrated too easily or questioned or question why it is like this or get angry or mad or get spiteful and bitter and all the negative things in life that comes with it. You gotta realize what you do in life, you're gonna reap what you sow, whether um, you want to admit it or not. If you spend, you know, you spend part of your life partying and going to bars and drinking and all those kind of things, well, and you try to change your ways and try to be better, well, guess what? You better be ready for years, a couple of years of struggle and hardship to even make up for the years you've lost. Old habits die hard. If you're going out drinking every night with your friends and stuff like that, and you start building friends around this environment and this lifestyle, and all of a sudden you want to change it, well, guess what? The next couple of years of your life are going to be pretty hard because you got to kill those old habits and the old ways. And most of the friends you thought were your friends are just going to disappear. You're have to deal with that whole. You have to deal with the whole thing because they're gonna be like, "Oh, you think you're better than us? Why don't you want to go out anymore? You think you're better than us, and like kind of judge you or kind of force you back into that lifestyle. And it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a fight and a struggle, to get the original you back to where you once were. I've had a lot of women walk out in my life on me, and I used to be mad about it and angry about it, but now I'm at peace with it, and I'm thankful for it because I realized that no, God moved him out of my way to make more room for him. So I know if I was still seeing any of those girls, I wouldn't be able to be doing what I'm doing right now. They'd be making fun of me. They'd be judging me. They'd be, saying all these things, and I had to spend my time with them. I wouldn't be able to come here every single morning, make content, and make all these things I want to do. So like, I'm kind of thankful that God took them out of my life to make more room for him and his son. More than anything, that's why I'm at peace with it now. I'm not really angry about it anymore. I'm more at peace with it than I was before. For I know that's a fact. I know that's the truth. So I really could care less at this point. you know, um, it's funny. It's all how you perceive things and how you look at things and how you think about things, really. And I really haven't been paying too much attention to the news lately, or really paying too much attention to politics lately. Just for the fact that in the day, it's like that's just the front, That's just it's a veil, dude. It's not really. I don't mind it. I'll watch it once in a while, but for me to invest more time in it, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of just a veil, man. At the end of the day, this is all just spiritual. It's all, good versus evil. Um, it's 1v1, man. It's, you versus the world, basically. That's what it is. And it's like, I'm just trying to live and be the best me and conquer this life of mine, you know. That's why I'm not really paying too much to politics on streams lately for that reason, because it's just another veil of what's really going on and what's really running this whole system, you know. It's interesting, but hopefully people can start coming around, start seeing it. I think I think a lot of people don't really pay too much attention to. I think it's the thing people don't realize. It's like how powerful social media and just like the news and everything is, because it can make one thing or one incident seem like worldwide, and it's happening all over the place when really it's just small pockets of things. It's not really as widespread as they would want you to think it is, you know. It's a more so based on control and fear, the tactics, the tactics they use, you know. I was thinking about this the other day. It's about like predictability. I believe that people that, in charge, the heads of government and stuff like that, like predictability. That's why they control everything. Because if things were unpredictable and like because like people are really, a lot of people like, okay, when you start investing money in stocks or crypto or whatever it may be, when events happen and world events happen and things happen, people get scared and they sell off their crypto or their stocks, right? But it's like the government knows that and people in charge know that. So they're controlling the flow of information and what you see and what you hear and all those things to be able to predict the predictability of the outcome of whatever it is. Because the more predictable it is, the more they can control it. The less predictable things are, the less they can control it, right? So it's like they want a world of predictability. They don't want a world that's unpredictable. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to control um, these type of things. So I think that's also, a big part of it, and why you see fear a lot, and why you see fear a lot in the news and social media, because it's a form of control and predictability. So, but yeah, I wonder if it's supposed to snow more today or not. I'm not quite sure. It might be snowing more today, but yeah, they love the predictability in people, so they control it easier. If information free, if information was if information, excuse me, hold on. If information was free flowing, and the truth is always told, people would be unpredictable. You couldn't predict what people were going to do. The stock market could be high one day and then totally crash the next day, and so they wouldn't be able to control it. They want to be able to predict everything you do. They want to predict every movement you have. They want to predict everything you do, what you're going to buy, what you're going to say, if you're going to commit a crime or not, everything. They won't be able to predict it all because it gives them better control over everything. And that's what they want. Complete and utter control. Because once again, no one has power on this earth. Or no one has true power on this earth. No one. No one does. That's why control your actions, control yourself, control your body, control your mind, control your thoughts. Right in front of your face. Everything is always right in front of your face. Everything is in plain sight. It has to be. Everything is always in plain sight because that's the easiest way to hide is in plain sight. It's just people are so blind and the truth is very hard to find these days between AI coming into play with the images and the videos and bots making accounts and all those things. So the truth is very hard to find. If the truth was easy to find, I believe it'd be easier to see what's in plain sight in front of you. But like I said, everything's in plain sight. It's just most can see and hear, or most can't see and hear, and some can see and hear. That's the difference. And then those that can see and hear go online to let people know what's going on, but then their voice gets suppressed or their content gets suppressed or whatever it is gets suppressed because the algorithm AI won't let it hit the surface so people don't know the truth. They shadow ban it or whatever they may do. I'm telling you, it's real, man. I get why people get frustrated over that kind of thing. I really do. Especially if this was your main source of income and like this is your main job, whatever. I get why people would get upset about it. Because it is kind of ridiculous that they do that. I do these streams every morning. I do these streams every morning and get maybe four or five views maybe. Then I can I'll stream a video game and get 20 views on a video game live stream. It's like they want you to not really make this kind of content, and they don't want you to talk about these kind of things online or to other people. I always say we are the most connected ever in human history, but we're disconnected from everyone. It's strange. I don't know how they did it or how they managed to do it, but we are more able to connect to the world than ever before, but the world is so disconnected to each other. It's very weird how they did it. I feel like the world was more connected when there wasn't all this technology around. I feel like now there's all this technology around, we're less connected than ever before. It's very strange, you know. Maybe it's set that way. Maybe I believe that's why they control a lot of stuff for that reason too. So people don't realize what's fully going on in the world and across the sea in other countries. You think we have it a certain way in America, man. You just see it in other countries, dude. They're struggling more than anything. I feel like I was saying this the other day. What why all the hatred, man? Why all the hate? Why all the violence? Why all the killings? Why? What's it for? Who wins in all this? No one wins. There's no winner in that. That's why I never understood like nuclear weapons and stuff like that. Like who wins in that? Who wins in this battle? Who wins? What's the point? We're gonna nuke each other and everyone dies? Like who wins that? What's the main objective of that? What's the main objective of killing each other, creating endless wars, all the violence and all that? What's the main objective of it all? What is it? Tell me. I want to know because I don't get it. I honestly don't get what the objective of any of these things are. It's beyond me, I guess. What is it? I would like to know. What's the objective of it? You can't force people to live and act a certain way. You can't, dude. You cannot do it. It does not work. It doesn't even matter. Even if one force or one thing came to rose to power or whatever it may be, dude, you're always gonna have someone and people that will not conform to those things. So it's like, what's the main objective? You're just gonna keep on fighting. It's endless. It doesn't stop. What's the point? I just don't get why people just can't get along with each other. I just don't get it. Because you want to prove your way of life or your way of living is better or superior than others when no one is superior than anyone else. We're all the same. We're all gonna die one day. No one gets out alive. No one leaves Earth. No one lives forever. No one leaves this Earth alive. We all die at the end. We all have the same outcome. One day we'll all be in the ground. So what's the point? Why not just have peace now? That's why I don't get it. I get people, can get angry and get mad, but not to the extent where it's like, let's exterminate all the humans, or let's exterminate a certain kind of person or whatever. I just don't understand it. Maybe that's because I always try to look for the best in people, no matter who they are. You know, it's like I always say, you know, when you wear your heart on your sleeve and you help people, um, people will take advantage of you. They will. That's just life. That's just gonna happen. But who's in the wrong? Someone who's trying to help and do right, or the person who is taking advantage of the person who's helping and trying to do right? It's like society will always look at the person who is helping and giving as the bad person, because it's like, oh, you should be, you should be more giving, you should be more of this, you should be more of that, you should do more of this, you should be more understanding of someone's situation, whatever, and never really look at the person who's using the person that's trying to help them. They always look at the person who's helping the person as the bad person. Oh, you should give more, you should be more open-hearted, all those things. It's kind of like the people that it's like the people that hide behind the rights, and the amendments of the USA. Same thing. They use it's the exact same thing. Oh, you should be more understanding because freedom of rights, blah blah, stuff like that. No matter what it is, and you see it all the time. People say those kind of things, but they never blame the person that abuses the system in the first place. It's weird. I don't get it. It's like everyone's thinking and way of life is like backwards, I think. Or not backwards, it's that they don't fully understand, or they're not properly taught, or I don't know what it may be. But I also know that, like I said, from this point, I only worry about myself and try to be the best me. That's it. I only worry about myself. I don't worry about others. They have their own life. They have their own lessons to learn. You want to go off and do whatever, go ahead. I don't care. Don't involve me in it, and don't try to make me bend a certain way to fit in your parameters of life, or whatever it is. But hey, have at it. You want to go out every weekend and get drunk and sleep with 50 people? Go ahead. Why do I care? Not my life, not my soul. Knock yourself out. You got lessons to learn. You'll learn your lesson one way or the other. I'm not here to judge. I think a lot of people judge other people, and it's like that. Your job in life is to judge others. It's not. That's not your place. Your place is try to be the best you and make sure when you die, your soul goes to heaven. That's your job. Who cares? Someone wants to go out and get drunk and sleep with everyone or whatever they want to do. I don't care. Not my life. You'll learn your lesson the hard way. I think that's what it is too. Like people act a certain way, and they see all this glitz and glamour that comes with it, and they see people, getting rich by whatever they're doing, selling drugs or making vulgar music or whatever it is. But it's like, who cares, dude? Let them do it. They'll learn. They'll learn one day that it wasn't worth it. And it's gonna be too late by then for them. That's why you shouldn't judge. Leave it up to God and His Son to judge people. Don't go around judging others. Don't. It's not worth. It's not worth your time. It really isn't. It's not worth your time and energy. You're better than that. Just worry about yourself. It's so much easier that way. So much easier that way. I think jealousy pays, I think people get jealous a lot of other people. But it's like, you don't know if they go home at night and what's in their head, So. Leave the judgment up to God and His Son. Don't judge others. Pointless. That's how I see things. Um. Yeah, man. The body and soul, or the flesh and soul. It's a battle. It's like I always say, man. It's perspective. You can zoom in and you can zoom out, dude. It's like you have a soul and a body that battle each other for things. Like your body wants to do whatever it wants to do and wants to go out and drink and eat cake and have fun and all those things, but your soul inside is like, is that really what you need? Is that really good for you? What's a higher way of living? What's a higher way of being? So like your soul and body are in constant battle with each other of control of what you do in this realm. But while you're in this realm, you also have a battle going on of good and evil. right, of right and wrong. So it's like a battle within a battle, right? And this is just in this realm, and then you have another battle, you know, heaven, hell, above as below. So that's a battle, you know, inside of the battle. It's kind of like those eggs. It's kind of those dolls. You open the doll up, you know, and it's like a bigger doll inside a medium doll inside a small doll. It's kind of the same thing, you know, with you. It's like you have a, you know, your soul inside the body, inside the earth, inside the universe, inside the milky, you know, it's the exact same thing. You can always zoom in and zoom out in life and introspective, extrospective type of reality, and that's why it's kind of hard for people to compute and to realize what's fully going on for the fact that like how many ways you can zoom in and zoom out of life and how many choices you can make and what you can actually do with those things, because like I said, you can look beyond what you see or you can look, you know, right into what you see. It's just how you want to view things. I think that's why it's so hard for people to understand life, for that fact is that you can view things in many different levels and in many different ways. I think it's infinite is what I want to say. It's almost infinite. That's why we really can't compute it all in the brain, because how infinite it really is. Even though our brains are probably the most, or, you know, our brains are the most powerful computers um, on this planet. You know, we have the power to, you know, to do anything. I might not be able to crunch numbers as fast as AI can or bring up information as quick as it can, but give me an hour or two, I'm pretty sure I could do it, you know. It just might take me a little bit longer to get there. That's all AI is. It just repeats us our information back. We've, you know, it's like I used to think about it back in the day. It's like, you know, I had Google, you know, you have Google Lens and AI, right? So if you go out in the wilderness and you take a picture of a flower or a berry or whatever it is, you can take a picture of it, and the AI will tell you, you know, what kind of berry it is, where it came from, and all those things, right? But you gotta understand, for AI to be able to do those kind of things, someone first of all had come over in a ship, explore the land, write it down in a journal, take a piece of it, preserve it, and then, you know, like catalog it. You know, someone had to do that by hand. So it's like we're we're reaping the benefits of an explorer who did that by hand. So now in 2025, I got to take a picture of something and it'll tell me instantly what it is, where it came from, what it does. But before all that, someone had to do it by hand, you know. I think people don't realize that. we're, you know, we're we're benefiting from someone's life, you know, from whenever back when that was exploring lands and journaling and taking pieces of whatever and preserving it, you know. That's all AI it is. It just makes accessibility quicker. It's not really doing anything that crazy. It's not doing anything humans can't do themselves. It just does it a lot quicker. That's all. Because we cataloged all the information online. It's an online library of information. That's all it is. In one place for everyone to access. It's just like internet. The internet's a privilege. It's not a right. A cell phone is a privilege. It's not a right. You know, I think that's what people don't realize too. Is like cell phones is a privilege. It's not a right. It's not. It's not a human right to have a cell phone. It's a privilege to have a cell phone. I think people forget about those kind of things in life. You don't need a cell phone to live. You don't. You don't need the internet to live either. You don't need any of this to live. You don't need any. This is all just fluff. Everything in this life is fluff. All of it. Me being on stream and live stream right now, it's fluff. This headset, fluff. This computer, everything. All you really need is shelter, food, and water to live. Those three things. Food to sustain your body, water because it sustains everything in life, and shelter to protect you from the elements of nature. Obviously, you can't live. I couldn't just live out in the snow right now. I would die from hypothermia and freezing to death. I would need shelter and a fire to keep warm. But if I had shelter and a fire, food and water, guess what? I would live. I wouldn't need all this stuff. This is all just fluff. I think people forgot that. They think I always say today. I think people think they're above it. They think they're above all of it, and they're not. They're not above anything. Especially the more I think, especially those that have money and stuff like that, think they're above it. They're above it, and they're not. They're not above it. You'll never be above God and His Son. Sorry, not sorry, but you'll never be above. You're never gonna be above it ever. Doesn't matter. I wish we would just live life, man. Just live life. You know, just live life. Be happy, and do and not and do what you want to do. As long as you're not harming yourself or harming others, do what you want to do. If it makes you happy. I was thinking about the other day too. It's like you know, sports and movies and games and all those things. Is it really that bad? Or is it? I don't think it's bad because like if it, if sports, uh, if sports are making a bond between father and son stronger and they bond over those things, is that really a bad thing? Same thing with movies and if playing video games helps you relax and take your mind off the world and you're not, is that really a bad thing? I think it's the intent behind it. That's what really matters is the intent of things. If a mother and daughter bond and hang out and have a good time by shopping and getting their nails done, is that really a bad thing? If their heart's in the right place and the intent's in the right place, you know, I think that's what truly matters is the heart and the intent behind your actions. You know, kind of heart you have, what kind of heart you have, a heavy or a light heart, the intent and the action you're taking. Because I said, father and son are bonding over sports, and the intent is to, you know, if the intent of the father is to connect more with his son, so he has a light heart, and his action is to buy sports tickets to watch a football team play football, is that really a bad thing? You know, the mother intent is to have time with her daughter, and the action is to go shopping, get their nails done. The heart's in the right place, is it not? So what's wrong with that? And that goes for anything. And that goes for anything. You know, it's not my life. Let them be happy. Who am I to judge or to say it's wrong or it shouldn't exist? Now, you know, how much players make and how much, that's a different story. You know, um, players making 50 million a year or whatever it is kind of, a little out there. I'm pretty sure they can get by making over, I'm pretty sure they can get by with making 2 or 3 million a year. This, like sports teams and major cities, they should like rethink their way they think of just, I mean, come on, dude. Does someone need that much money? Let's really think about it. Why don't like major, you know, sports teams in major cities like in Dallas and New York Yankees and stuff like that, why don't they take their money instead of just like giving it all to players and the corporate and stuff like that. Why not just reinvest it back in the city? You're telling me if like the Dallas Cowboys took some of their, took half of their earnings or half of their money to spend on their players, stuff like that, and put it back in the city, it wouldn't make a huge difference in the world, you know? Let's see real quick. I want to see what is the top earning professional athlete make. Let's see here. You ready for this? Watch. You're gonna be like, holy cow. Cristiano Ronaldo with an estimated this guy made $275 million the past year. This dude made $275 million in a year from playing soccer, dude. For kicking a ball around. Think about that. You're telling me you're telling me that's necessary? Tell me how that's necessary. You couldn't spend all that money you couldn't spend all that money probably in 5 lifetimes, you know? Even if you spend $1 million a day, which is, a crazy amount of money, it's almost a year of $1 million. But it's like but it's like too, you couldn't even lose money at that point, because if you had that much money, it's like you would buy things, but like if you're buying material things, they still have value, So it's like you would still have money. Nothing would ever go away. It's like that movie, Brewster's Millions with Richard Pryor, and it's like he has to spend money without making any kind of monetary value, but he has to what? Let's see if we can find a trailer for Brewster's Millions, because that movie's pretty funny actually. Let's see here. Yeah, Brewster Millions.
Money. Everyone wants it. Until now, Monty Brewster didn't have it.
They tell me you're my only living relative.
But he just made money the old-fashioned way.
You have 30 days in which to spend
Yeah.
$30 million.
He inherited
30 days.
If you do it, you get 300 million. But if you fail, you don't get diddly.
Why can't I tell my friends?
Because I don't want anybody helping you out.
What's wrong? Spike, what's wrong? $30 million. The manager's got $30 million. This is a good day,
He can't keep it unless he can spend it and have nothing left but the shirt on his back.
Well, we're going to have a lot of fun with this kind of money. Jay,
This is a good movie.
As my official photographer, salary $10,000 a week. How would you like to be my personal driver for the next 30 days at $5,000 a week?
What a country. America, love it.
Hey, everybody, anybody want to go to lunch?
Everyone thinks he's crazy.
Oh, I love it.
$50,000. It went up. We'll sell it.
I think we should consider the possibility of psychiatric help.
At the rate you're going, you'll have spent your entire inheritance in less than a month, and you'll have nothing to show for it.
But $300 million says he's right on the money. Richard Pryor and John Candy.
It's like that old saying, if for money I'd be a millionaire. I'm a millionaire.
Brewster's Millions. Coming soon
Yeah.
from Universal Pictures.
It's been 30 million in 30 days and have nothing to show for it. And if he can do it, he gets $300 million in return. But it's like, that movie's hysterical, because him trying to spend $30 million without making a profit is like, it shows you how hard it is once you hit a certain level not to make more money, because it's like a snowball effect, because he starts buying stuff, but he realizes it has monetary value to it. Like he buys like artwork and statues, I believe, and it's like those are valuable, so you can't really buy those kind of things. It still has value to it. I won't spoil the movie for you though, but it is a good movie. It's really funny actually. I haven't seen that. I haven't watched that movie in a very long time, but I should watch it again because it is a good movie. Brewster's Millions. Yeah. Richard Pryor's really good. He also has another one with Richard Pryor's hysterical. He has another one with what's his face? Oh man. Um, Hear No Evil, See No Evil, which is also really funny too. Oh, Gene Wilder's in that one, where it's a blind man and a deaf man, whatever. Hold on, is it a blind man and a deaf man? What? Yeah, it is a blind man and deaf man, and they try to solve a crime together. That one's pretty funny too. Um, that's also a good one. Hear No Evil, See No Evil. But yeah, that's a funny one. Brewster Millions. That was a good transition on showing you how, like, even if you had that much money as a pro player, it'd be impossible to spend it all. You couldn't. You couldn't spend it all in 5 lifetimes. Like I said, to be no matter what you did, you'd make money. It wouldn't matter. You could spend, 50 million on a painting, and 10 years from now, it'd probably be worth, double that. So it's like, how much, how could you really ever spend all that kind of money if you had it in the first place? It'd be hard to do. So, do I have anything for us to watch in the playlist for? Oh, I need to make a new playlist for December. Posh 33s, this guy in London, who I watch sometimes, goes around in London to different places, and well, I've been talking for almost an hour now. Usually it's an hour monologue, and then we watch an hour worth of videos on YouTube. So I mean, I've basically been talking for an hour straight. So
the money on this, but
we'll see what this is about. This guy is fascinating. He can find some interesting stuff sometimes in the UK.
Well, good morning, guys. Well, it could be any time of the day for you guys.
This is kind of what I want to do here, is like film myself
London
walking and then just,
going off into the
like,
city of London to start
well,
with. And today we're going to go on
another
little walking tour.
I just want to take a video of me walking and then like take my morning monologues and then splice my audio of my morning monologues over the footage of me walking so I can hold people's attention. That's really the thing. 'Cause like I said, it's hard for me to hold people's attention when I'm just sitting in a chair talking inside my living room.
Checking out Posh 33s.
Posh 33s.
To a few banking headquarters.
This is London, by the way.
One of which
this is not the US, just so you know.
Might be worried about me capturing their photons. We're also going to go to a few educational establishments along the way.
Oh, okay.
Number 33, especially to Americans, is really, really special.
I don't know why.
Gives them a sense of being part of the in crowd.
I've never heard 33 in my life.
33 King William Street.
By the way.
Wells Fargo headquarters. Oh.
Seriously.
We might actually get some resistance.
Never seen 33 in my life.
Let's see.
Kind of why I want to play that game, Expedition 33, for that reason. I want to see what's the side of it.
We'll take the underground route.
Oh, they're going underground. Okay.
Always very noisy in the city of London. Banging, drilling, craning. Apparently this building has a nickname. It's called 33 Central, which is very, very posh.
Posh. Hey,
Sorry,
hey, mate.
Yeah, can't. What are you doing, sir?
I was going to ask a question.
I'm going fire away.
And be very polite with you.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Okay, that's fine. There used to be some kind of carriage here.
Yeah, that's correct.
Is it gone?
Yeah, it's completely gone now.
Oh, gone back to America or something?
It has, yeah. It's been sold to a filming company. So I think they've taken all the logo off. You should see it on the films, but it won't have Wells Fargo logo on there at all.
Oh, does that mean they're having some bad times, having to sell some of their assets?
No, not at all. It's just basically, it's Basically, I think it's just
Weird.
rebranding, rechanging
Yeah.
image and everything else.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good pass. Oh, yeah, good point. Thank you.
Anyway, thank you, man.
Have a good day.
There you go. First hostile resistance of the day. Good to get it under my belt.
Yeah, so hostile.
Uh-huh. Again. Look. Wow. Amazing. So we are at the base of this thing, which I can never
Weird.
remember what it's called.
Why does it look like
got the
it's
Sky Garden on the top. East Cheap, East Central 3, City of
Why is it?
London.
Why does that building look like it's like
We're here
wobbly?
to see this little thing, number 33. I always like to audit the front step. Yeah,
Checkerboard.
Pass.
Yeah.
It's apparently the most famous frontage in London.
Is that
1868.
1868? Huh? I mean, it's a crazy looking building out front. Don't get me wrong. That's wild. You don't see that very often. The bricks like that with the like I don't even know what you call that. Like stitching.
Quite something, isn't it?
Like a stitching bricks.
It's like
That's
a
weird.
cathedral. Stands on the site
With a boar head.
of a famous tavern called the Boar's Head Tavern. Apparently mentioned in the works of Shakespeare.
Boar Head's Tavern, huh? Never heard.
The blue squares. A lot of these 33s, I think, are just archaeology. Although some of them do still have meaning for the inhabitants. Yeah, very, very pretty. And
Yeah,
a
it
little
is
nightmare
crazy.
to keep clean, I would have thought. Well, you can see there, like, what a nightmare this thing is to keep clean.
I should do a tour of our.
Buildings, isn't it?
I should
The
do a tour of my
surface area
public museum
is
and film it.
absolutely enormous. Nice. Very pretty.
Danger. Deep void.
Deep void.
What? That's weird.
Wow. Grace Church Street, EC3. And business is not booming for the 33s. I've noticed a lot of these. This is just the one I chose to use in the video. But yeah, 33 Grace Church Street is struggling.
Empty.
I believe that
Looks empty.
33 was supposed to be some kind of marketing ploy. Internationally, people hear that London is one of the most occultic cities in the universe,
Really?
and they decide that 33 would be great for business. But this one is really struggling. But it
Occultic?
is temple-like. Look, it's got these very jazzy
Glass doors.
pillars either side, which are part of the decoration. A hint.
Yeah, yeah. The masculine and the
But
feminine.
yeah, this one seems to have been mostly empty for a very long time. Newly refurbished.
Dude,
2
20
whole floors
29,000
available.
square
Nobody
feet.
wants them.
Holy cow. It's a big
Nobody
building.
really wants them. Very sad. Very, very nice inside. I
A
wonder if we
huge
can get in.
building.
I don't think we can. Oh, yeah, we can. Just to get some warmth, if anything else. You're right. Wow. Please select destination floor.
Huh.
You're currently at G. Doesn't say what's on the sub-basement level.
Well, where's
Maybe
the
it is
void?
successful down there. It's the Royal Exchange. Oh, it's a professional crew here. Doing something or
Erected
other.
June something,
Try not to,
1844.
Try not to spoil their shot too much. That's a pretty insane looking camera.
Yeah,
right there.
that looks pretty well.
That's the Royal Exchange has this beautiful pyramid in the middle.
Wow.
Jubilee Walkway Information Board. And yeah, Royal Exchange looking quite pretty. We're in that time of year where they're doing a Christmas tree arms race, so you can get the best one. Although Royal Exchange makes it sound like a stock exchange or something, the Royal Exchange is in fact basically a posh shopping centre nowadays.
Oh, that's what it sounded like to me.
Oh look, it's got a little bureau for Fortnum & Mason.
Well, I thought it was a stock exchange, and I realized it's probably just a shopping center. It is a pretty nice building, though.
Very, very pretty.
That's wild.
I really don't know what it means. Something to do with Gresham, maybe? I don't know. Although we're not here to go in. We'll save that for another day.
Oh, come on, go in. I want to see inside that building.
Number 33. Number 33. Royal Exchange.
Buns from
Which
home.
Nowadays is Buns from Home. Still got the ghost sign on the top. 33. H. Botterill and Sons.
Checkerboard.
Except look, actually most of it is chopped off. They've put in a sort of a fake wall. There we go.
1841.
Cigars. So when the big wigs from the Bank of England want to have a little smoke, here we go in there.
Gotcha.
Old Broad Street, EC2. I see the temple-like architecture. Black Horse of the Apocalypse. There we go. This is the headquarters of the Lloyds Banking Group, where not only their bigwigs reside, but also
never heard of Lloyds
the
Banking
young
Group.
talent. And it's very grand. We have some, wow, they got some AI slop running on the screen here. Great, that is fantastic AI slop, it has to be said. And yeah, nothing much more to be said about that.
What is that?
Golden bag.
A golden bag? Why? Weird.
Oh, it's a bit scuffed. People have been trying to steal the gold leaf.
You're right, they have. That's funny.
Someone's been nibbling at it.
That's weird.
Sculpture in the city. Oh, well, this is very apt, isn't it? I did not plan this. Temple. Well, what do you know? Now let's go to an old favourite. Very pretty. Well, it kind of just looks like somebody's just thrown paint off the top of the building, to be honest.
To be honest.
Yes, do you remember we've been here before?
No, I don't.
Oh. There's a playable character outside the door. Is this a member of a fraternal society? Yeah, could be. Looks like it. The suit is sharp enough. Number 33. Great St. Helens, a funny little lodging house.
Huh.
I have been here before, but I never really worked out what it was. Let's have a little walk around.
Let's.
Ooh. Oh, look at this. The master and the livery rooms. Oh. Really sure what that means.
Weird.
They have plastic plants. It's probably good. Yeah, well, the shutters are down. Something very secretive.
I was gonna say, it's very blocked
CCTV
off.
Images. CCTV in operation, images are being monitored for the purpose of public safety. Is there something dangerous inside? Crime prevention, prosecution, but it doesn't give us the name of the data controller.
Weird. Very, like,
I guess for now,
out of the way.
it will remain a mystery. This is the back of 33 St. Mary Axe. CCTV in operation. They gotta change this image, man. Cameras do not look like that anymore. Images being recorded for the purpose of maintaining the security of premises, the prevention and investigation of crime, and the interest of good estate management. And they do have
the data controller.
The data controller, which is good. Now, this is the side entrance. Hopefully, it's not too windy. Which has the features that we look for. The couple of columns there. And sort of curved Mayan style architecture.
So there was actually very little incentive to pass over.
I think we had to put that on this side because the other side wasn't good for them.
Looks like a face.
Oh, very, very pretty. I'd love to say it looks like they spent tons of money on this, but I mean,
it doesn't.
It's pretty, but it's also very cheap. It's got one of these gothic water fountain things.
I'm looking at the George Washington Masonic Temple in D.C. Hold on.
That's pretty spooky. What is that? Oh, I thought it was snakes. That's horrible, man.
Oh, I know. You thought I was joking, but I'm not.
The organization of the George Washington Masonic Memorial Association, which built the building that we're in, that association traces its history back to the local lodge here in Alexandria.
And what? In that retirement, which declining years included me to seek in which repose to a mind long employed in public concerns, rendered necessary my wishes that bountiness providence will continue to bless and preserve our country in peace, and in the prosperity it has enjoyed will be warm and sincere, and my attachment to the society of which we are members will dispose me always to contribute my best endeavors to promote the honor and interest of the craft.
Which Washington became a member of after the War for Independence in 1784. That local lodge here in Alexandria, after Washington died, gathered up and received many Washington-related items from the Washington family and then from the history of Alexandria. And they had a museum that opened here in Alexandria in 1812. And through the 19th century, that museum was a repository and a semi-public museum for George Washington material. By 1900, tourism, the threat of fire, other things, caused the local Freemasons to have a meeting, to call a meeting of Freemasons from around the country to form an association to potentially build a larger museum or some sort of memorial to George Washington. So from the lodge grew a committee that grew into an association of Freemasons from around the country, and that association by 1921 had enough money.
What? George Washington was a Freemason?
To
No way.
start construction of the memorial itself. So the
What a
building,
surprise.
the ground was broken in 1922. They raised money and built only as they had the money available. They hired the architect Harvey Wiley Corbett from New York City, and the cornerstone ceremony for the memorial was held in 1923. And at that ceremony, President Coolidge, as well as the governor and many other dignitaries, including Chief Justice William Howard Taft, were there, and about 15,000 Freemasons from all over the country came for that ceremony. And then
Really?
they built the building through the 1920s and dedicated it in 1932, which is the bicentennial of the birth of Washington. So the building was built, the general contractor was a Cranford company, local, and then of course the architects were out of New York, and there were other consulting architects from Michigan. They built, obviously, it was a seasonal thing, and it depended on what was going on, but I would imagine during the full production, they probably had a couple hundred men on the job site. The building is solid concrete.
Wow.
With a granite facade. So they were pouring concrete, and then the stones, the granite stones were quarried and carved in New Hampshire and then brought down by train to the job site and then put into place. So the exterior is granite, but but the interior is solid concrete. The whole building is solid concrete. So they had a continuous pour of concrete going up through the building over a period of 10 years. Besides the public, and we're open to the public 7 days a week, we do tours 5 times a day. We have various Masonic lodges, local Masonic lodges that meet here. This is their local Masonic hall. We have groups of Freemasons coming from all over the United States and from all across the country. I think next month we have a group of Freemasons from England coming for an extended visit.
Oh, Freemasons, really? Wow.
So
what a surprise.
It's a sort of a mecca for Freemasons. It's one of the places that Freemasons enjoy to visit. It's one of the great Masonic buildings in the country. But we have, of course, because DC is the nation's capital, we have visitors from all over the world. Of course,
what a shocker.
And then we rent out the facility for weddings and banquets and concerts and plays. The mission is to educate humanity about the character, the life, George Washington, the man, the father of our country, the Freemason. So what we're really focusing on is reminding Americans and the visitors of the character and virtue of George Washington. One of the things we think about George Washington is we think about him as being an old man, or we think about him being the president of the United States, or we think about him being a commander-in-chief during the War for Independence. But
is there a tour? Can
the organization of the...
Nope.
Oh yeah, airplane right there. Don't see the Washington Monument, but it's kind of foggy. But yeah, pretty grand. Oh, there's George right there.
Wow.
And I should be able to walk out on that observation deck up there. And this
I bet you no one goes there either.
Alexandria City Pass. I bought that for $20, and this is one of the sites included. So. It's just after 9:30 right now, so I'm hoping maybe I can latch onto that one. But check this place out. Letters to King David, Newport, Rhode Island.
Letter to King David, Lodge, being persuaded that a just application of the principles on which the Masonic fraternity is founded must be promotive of private virtue and public prosperity, I shall always be happy to advance the interest of the society and to be considered by them as deserving brother. Dude, come on, bro.
And Lodge of Massachusetts.
In the retreatment which declining years include me to seek, in which repose to a mind long employed in public concerns, render necessary my wishes that bounteous providence will continue to bless and preserve our country in peace and in the prosperity it has enjoyed. We will be warm and sincere, and my attachment to the society of which we are members will dispose me always to contribute my best endeavors to promote the honor. Yeah, I read that one right.
1797, a couple of years before his death. I wonder if you light a flame in there. All right, I'm going to shut off the camera. I'm not sure how they feel about filming.
I mean, it is a museum. I imagine you can film in it. Interesting. That's his chair? Wild. Oh, look. Wow.
Here we go, guys. On top of the memorial, good shot of Alexandria. And you'll see King Street, Old Town over there. National Harbor, if you want to do some
I mean, that is a
gambling.
nice view, don't get me wrong.
Potomac River. And wrapping around would be Washington, D.C. In the fog there, you can see the Washington Monument. And a lot of greenery, that's good to see. Walk around this thing. Interesting note, this spot, Shooters Hill, was in the running. They had considered building the U.S. Capitol here at one point.
Huh.
Pretty neat.
Oh, we gotta do the daily devotional too. Don't forget.
And backside, little spotlight.
What was
and you
that?
can see the Beltway back there. Parking lot down here. And over here, we've got just a bunch of office buildings, hotels. Better shot of the river over there. There's a sailboat out there. And yeah, this thing is 322 feet high, a little bit taller because we're on top of that Shooters Hill.
Look at that. What is that? What is this photo? What is this? I need to go here. I want to go to George Washington's Memorial. That's crazy.
In the theater, guys. The guide said I can do a little bit of filming. They're just concerned about me filming other people, guests. So, yeah. Anyway, pretty cool. You've got all the presidents who were members. Franklin D. Roosevelt, Truman. Over here, Gerald Ford. I saw Taft back there. Temporary exhibit. Here's a big quilt.
Dude, what is that? That's crazy.
The Holy Bible. All right, pretty neat plates here. 1980. There's an apron. Charles Sanders.
Oof.
Maybe not the best picture of George.
Yeah, so kind of creepy.
Cool.
What is that, dude? All-seeing eye. Let's see here. Where is my Yo, what's up?
Hey there. Oh, this is a pretty fascinating little corner of the internet you stumbled upon.
Hold on, but can you see what I'm seeing right now? This design on this quilt thing, whatever. Can you see that?
Absolutely, I can see what you're looking at, and yep, that design is definitely pretty eye-catching.
Can you explain to me what that means?
Absolutely, that's a video about the
No,
George.
no. Well, you can't see the. Can you see the image of the like pillars and the all-seeing eye on top of it and stuff like that?
Absolutely, that's a pretty iconic symbol you spotted there. It's actually known as the all-seeing eye, and it often appears right at the top of Masonic imagery like that. If you look closely on the page, you'll see it in the video thumbnail with those distinct pillars and the eye right on top. It's pretty recognizable if you're into symbols with a bit of mystique.
Yeah, but can you
So what do
explain? Can you explain to me what this is? Like the symbolism behind it?
Absolutely. This is a classic piece of Masonic imagery. and it's brimming with symbolism. You've got the all-seeing eye right at the top, which is a symbol of divine watchfulness or a reminder that a higher power is always looking over everything. Then you have these two pillars, which represent the pillars from the Temple of Solomon. They're a staple in Freemasonry and symbolize strength and stability. It's all about a journey of enlightenment and self-knowledge, which is a big part of what the Masonic Series is all about. So yeah, it's definitely fascinating stuff. What do you think? Does this kind of symbolism resonate with you in any way?
No, but the more, like, what is, like, the hand with the scale weight, the book in the middle, was this an anchor on the right-hand side, the hand above the anchor, a boat, a ladder, some kind of vase with smoke coming out of it, and swords pointing at a heart?
Sure thing. Let's unpack that. So you're seeing a whole bunch of elements here that are all pretty rich in symbolism. That book in the middle is often a sacred text, like a Bible or another religious text that the lodge might use. It's kind of a nod to the moral and ethical teachings. The anchor can symbolize hope or that sense of staying grounded through all storms. The ladder often represents the journey of ascension or self-improvement, moving up step by step. And yeah, you caught a vase with smoke. That's usually incense symbolizing purification or spirituality. The swords and heart combo, that can signify trials or the idea of guarding what's dear. It's all like a visual language that's been passed down for ages with the Freemasons. I think you can see how all these symbols come together in the video's thumbnail right here. Freemasonry, Wikipedia. It's pretty neat to see all these layers, right? So tell me, are any of these symbols jumping out at you or surprising you?
No, I mean, not really. I just want to see what your thought on that. Well, I just yeah. But what's, man, I don't know. Thanks, bye.
1800s. Pretty old picture. Out of Philadelphia. A tool set. A couple mallets.
Yeah, made out of like marble. Trinket box with limited interior. The lid was wooden inlay of square and composed with G and stars each corner with circular white wood spheres. In cardinal directions? What's cardinal directions? Oh, it's just North Dallas. Okay. Masonry comes to Colorado, commemorating the 150th anniversary, meeting September 20th, 1861. Most worshipful Grand Lodge of Colorado, ancient, free, and accepted Masons. Hold on. No, I want to see if I can to hear the record of their acts was music to the ear. We sing of deeds unwritten which on angel's scroll appear. A widow's case, 4 helpers, ones. Lodge funds were running low. A dozen brethren sprang to feet offer. We are not slow. Food. Made to pray, impressed by sight and sound. They faded carpets. See?
And this is the Andrew Jackson room. Very teal.
Oh, checkerboard floor. What a surprise, huh? What is that thing, dude? Oh, where are those? Why does that look so familiar, those stones? What is that from? Let's see if you can tell me. Hey, hey, this garment right here you're looking at, right? What does this represent? The square with the stones in it? Where is that from?
Aha, you're looking at a really interesting piece. That garment is part of the Masonic regalia featured in this video about the trip to George Washington's Masonic Memorial. Basically, the square and those stones are symbolic elements used in Freemasonry. They represent moral lessons and the tools of the trade of stonemasons that were adopted by the fraternal group.
Yeah, but what's it from though? Like, what's the origin of that?
Absolutely. The piece you're looking at is steeped in history. That Masonic regalia and the square with stones are all about those ancient Freemason traditions. They actually trade their roots to medieval guilds of stonemasons, which is really neat and is one of those oldest secular fraternal organizations out there. Just look at this part. You know, Freemasonry consists of fraternal groups that trace.
I know, but I've seen that before. I've seen this before though, like in a movie or something.
Ah, you're having one of those deja vu moments. Yeah, it definitely pops up in various movies or shows that nod to Freemasonry. Actually, if you scroll down a bit, here, let me highlight it for you. Freemasonry is considered the oldest existing secular fraternal organization. You'll see this little snippet that's kind of like a trivia gem. That's probably why it feels familiar. It's got that distinct.
No, I've seen this before. I've seen this before somewhere. I'm just trying to remember where it is, but I've seen this. I know I have. Akbar?
Crawford ceiling up there. Just took that to the store. It stopped raining. That's good. So
They are connected with.
Oh, here we go. Finally, someone actually like.
There's some cool stuff there you can read. It's like reading.
During the War of Independence, General Washington attended Masonic celebration and religious observance in several states. He also supported Masonic lodges that formed within Army regiments. At his first inauguration in 1791, President Washington took his oath of office on a Bible from St. John's Lodge in New York. During his 2 terms, he visited Masons in North and South Carolina and presided over the cornerstone ceremony of the U.S. Capitol in 1793. In retirement, Washington became a charter master of the newly chartered Alexandria Lodge number 22, sat for a portrait in his Masonic regalia, and in death was buried with Masonic honors.
Cool stuff, don't you? This is an apron replica. I don't know if this is the actual uniform that he wore.
Yeah,
at one
dude,
time.
so cool, bro. See, this guy's actually showing why I
Harry
want to see.
Truman. Now, Harry Truman, let me tell you about this cat here. Harry Truman, I did a video, and be sure to check it. I'll try to put it in the link, in a Marathon Lodge. He actually went to go visit Marathon Lodge and what he did there. Check out that video and you'll see how that went. That it just didn't go well with the security when some of his security people were not Masons, so they couldn't sit in lodge with him. Hopefully I'll show you one of these. Is the guy.
Roman orders, social orders, Scottish Rite Freemasonry, youth orders.
One of these upstairs.
Professional clubs, future York Rite bodies. The chart shows.
He really has a nice depiction.
This chart shows many, but not all, American or affiliated organizations where there are in local, state, and national and international Masonic organizations that a Freemasonry may join. He starts as a first degree entered apprentice.
Depiction of Masonry.
Passed to the second degree of fellow craft, but raised to the third degree of Master Mason and Craft Lodge.
And how so many of them are connected. like the Shriners.
Weird, dude. So this is all their organizations of Freemasonry, that you know of at least, that they want to show you. So you have the apprentice in the middle, where you start off at, and then you have the fellow craft, the master mason, and then you have the lodges. Like, okay, I see. Weird.
Are connected with.
That's very weird.
The just connected with, like the.
I'm trying to see if I can see the other side of this.
It really has a nice depiction of masonry and how they're so many of them are connected.
Yeah, it's strange.
Like the Shriners are connected with.
Royal Ark Masons, Knights Templar, Cryptic Masons, Knights of the York Cross of Honor, never heard. The KYCH. Hold on, where's my I need a pen. I need a pen. Let's see here. Knights of the York Cross of Honor. Holy Royal Arch Knights Templar. Never heard that one. York Right Sovereign. Grotto. Tall Cedars of Lebanon. Eastern Star. White Shrine of Jerusalem. White Shrine of Jerusalem. All right.
The jesters that I don't see on here, but how some York Rite orders are connected with Allied Masonic degrees and Red Cross of Constantine, which are basically invitational orders, as it says here.
I wish I could read what it says
which are basically
on the left side, but I
invitational orders,
can't.
as it says here.
He doesn't give me a good view of the left side.
Yes, even Andrew Jackson was a Mason.
Shocker.
I have seen this in several
Dude, that photo's
places
crazy.
before. This looks like the original.
That's a crazy photo.
It's a tracing board. Wow. Yeah, this is an actual painting here. This is
Yeah.
This is nice.
That's a wild painting.
Hopefully I'll get upstairs and get to some of these other rooms. I can't tell if they're really closed or not. I kind of went in the back entrance and act like I own the place, but if I can find the front desk, I'll surely pay to get in here, but I don't think I have to pay because I got America the Beautiful, pass. Grand Lodge of Maryland, Virginia. Yeah, so our travels here, we came down here. I sat in lodge here. I came up in here and sat in lodge in North Carolina. I sat in lodge in here, which is actually part of Virginia, and met the Grand Master of Virginia. Check out that video. And now we spent a night here, and now we are up here just outside of Philly. Looking forward to going through Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania. Hopefully I get you a video of that. May do New York, not for sure, but I'm gonna try to go up here. I know I'm going up here to Massachusetts. I'm gonna try to go to lodge here in Boston, and then on up into Maine. We'll see. Be looking for those videos. Click those things that you need to, so you can get to your notification.
What is that one, dude? What is that one? Masonic apron. Stonemasons wear aprons to signify the their professions, Freemasons consider their aprons as their badge of membership. This apron symbols include a certain design representing Solomon's temple. Hanging at the left and right are bundies of stonemason tools and scientific and artist instruments that symbolize the Enlightenment quest to unite religious faith, natural truth, and artistic beauty. Other symbolized refer to Freemasons' initiation rituals. Solomon's temple seems to be like a key factor or like a key point in like a lot of stuff. But what is like the skull bone MB like?
Masonic apron. 1780.
1780?
You don't see the skull and crossbones too much anymore. I think they've kind of shied away from that Masonically, just because it kind of depicts death, and you kind of want to stay away from that. Crossbones too much.
It's yeah.
That's all right.
Very weird.
You don't see the skull and crossbones too much anymore. I think they've kind of shied away from that Masonically, just because it kind of depicts death, and you kind of want to stay away from that. A Masonic symbolism for us would be the broken column, would be someone that has passed away.
Broken column equals death, huh?
Let's find another room now. I did find another room. This is the theater room. It looks like they're setting up for an event. You can see just how
you think so?
Beautiful this place is. There's a ceiling. And there's some seating here. I was in a lodge room. This reminds me. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the Grand Lodge of Tennessee. Nice stage. So this is the George Washington room.
Of course, checkerboard everywhere.
I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but I'm like a little schoolgirl. I'm all giddy and stuff being in here. I've been a Mason since 2013, coming up on 10 years. And I've been here before, but I was not a Mason. Past Master Gallery.
Jeez.
This is because there's actually a lodge that meets here, and I'll have to figure out exactly which lodge it is. Maybe I'll put it in the caption somewhere. Silver staff and rod ornaments. Now that says silver. Now that's telling me a couple things. One, these are probably actually silver. Most of the ones you find in lodges are made of pewter. It's a little softer. Every now and then you find them in silver. Something else made of silver. How about that one? Gavel card from stone.
Gavel card from stone taken from King Solomon's quarries. Presented to Alexander Washington Lodge of 1925. The head of the gavel was carved from the stone taken from King Solomon's quarries underneath Jerusalem, Palestine. Handle of gavel was made from olive wood grown on Mount of Olives. Jeez, bro. That's crazy. So the Freemasons
stone taken from King Solomon's quarries. What?
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Silver officer jewels of Alexander-Washington Lodge. So those are some of the original jewels. It's lodge number 39, Alexandria, Virginia.
Stuff's real, man.
Constituted in 1783. Nice. Check out the one in Solomon Lodge number 1 in Georgia. It was formed in 1731.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. These are really nice oil paintings. This is the real deal too. These aren't just, lithograph. These are actual paintings. So we got it. It's a little hard to see, but this is actually the lodge room. They actually have lodge in this room, lodge meetings every month. This is Alexander Washington Lodge number 22. Look at how tall these are. The tops of these are 6 feet up. Because I'm 6 foot and it's as tall as. See, I kid you not. These are huge. And these are candles, so they actually light these. They've got a nice lithograph up there. Now you'll see that they've got the 3 lesser lights, and also they have an extra pole there, which of course has to put your staff in if you happen to be up here and you have your staff in your hand.
Yeah, because why not have a staff in your hand?
There you have the cut stone, or the uncut stone, I should say. Wish I could find the other lights in here. And this is the cut stone. Nice lodge room. I like the flags you have up there on both sides. State of Virginia to the right. I'm going around in circles a little bit. I'm going to make you dizzy. The columns are really nice. There's no telling how old they are. This is a really nice lodge. I'm going to take you through another lodge, which is an exact replica of what of a lodge that George Washington was in, and also he actually sat in a particular chair in this other room, if I can find it. Now that's a door knocker. I really like that. Wow, that's nice. See if these doors are unlocked or not. Well, I just might have to show you a picture of this lodge room because it is all locked up. Oh, there's actually one on the wall. Inside this lodge room, it looks just like this. This is it's a replica of this room. Even this chair here is actually encased in what is it? It's in plexiglass. So they won't, no one's sat in it, and they've got ropes in front of all the chairs because they don't want no one sitting in them, but they let you go in there and walk around. And you can see the different placements of these. This is standard Virginia, where you got 2 of these lights on this side, 1 on that side. And these aren't nearly as tall as the ones in that other room. Interesting. That's basically what this room is that we couldn't get into. I hate that. So I've come in the side door of this big hall. It's a huge painting.
Yeah, it's huge.
Kids are playing. Everything. That's what portion because I try, and they've got outfits like from this. He's a grotto.
Dude, what is that, man?
Shriners International. So they've got books, first 1,000 members of a group. Like this is another area here. I love the big window. That guy there, I know him. That's Ted Collins. I didn't know he had a picture in here. He's the Sovereign Grand Inspector General for the state of Georgia. Just strange they got something about York, right? 33 consistent. Albert Pike is very influential.
Order out of chaos. In 1801, in order to bring order out of chaos, 11 inspectors of Charleston, South Carolina, funded the Supreme Council of the 33 of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. The Scottish Rite added 8 degrees to the order of the royal secret and strictly limited how inspectors were created. In 1813, it chartered a second Supreme Council for the northern states. During the 1800s, both the southern jurisdiction and the northern Masonic jurisdiction grew in prestige and strength under the leadership of such sovereign grand commanders Albert Pike.
A writer wrote a couple of really, really good books. Morals and Dogma. He had a hand in that one. But this shows some of the regalia.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Oh, I see. Do they have
tall cedars?
Do they have all of the different areas
tall cedar
of the
in Columbus, Georgia? But there's not one anymore. I don't know if they still have organizations. I've actually never been to their meetings, but they do all wear these pointy little hats.
Weird, dude.
Isn't it cool? I guess they used to be like fezzes like those, but now they wear pointy little hats.
The tall cedars.
This is really one of the big rooms. Those. They were pointy. They've never been in their meetings, and
They have
they
a
do all
video.
these pointy little hats. Isn't it cool? I guess they used to be like fezzes, like those. But now they wear pointy little hats.
Tall cedar.
This is really one of the big rooms I wanted to take you through so you could see. Hopefully I'll get upstairs even further. That's Royal Arch, which is a chapter St. Aldwyn #3 area. Right. And a bunch of looking forward to the Mandry come back. You can go if you get a chance.
Welcome to the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry channel. I'm Maynard Edwards, 33rd degree. We're in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for the Conference of Grandmasters in North America. The Conference of Grandmasters in North America is a conference that's been going on quite a long time, and this is where all of the Grand Lodges in North America.
Anybody else. So we've done things like rebuild decks for people. We've had one recently, the second pages of tall.
In its broadest sense, Freemasonry has been described as a system of morality and social ethics, and a philosophy of life. As an organization, its singular purpose is to make good men better. When one thinks of the precepts of Freemasonry, fun, frolic, and fellowship are not what comes immediately to mind. But in the mid-19th century, that is exactly what some Masons in South Jersey were thinking when they began the initiation of a Tall Cedars degree. On March 11th, 1902, in Trenton, New Jersey, the Tall Cedars of Lebanon were officially constituted and became...
And we're live.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Massasoit Forest number 91 of the Tall Cedars of Lebanon of North America. We're glad that you could join us for the installation of the officers for the year 2021. We're coming to you this afternoon from the historic Ezekiel Bates Lodge in Attleboro, Massachusetts. I'm sure there are many of you who are watching who have never heard of the Tall Cedars of Lebanon.
Well,
I was just getting used to it. And return to your station. And thank you very much, Grand Tall. We will now proceed with the installation of the Grand Tall Cedar. Tall Cedar, Matthew Purdue, would you follow me?
Oh, his mask came off.
May I have your pyramid, please? Take your time, a massive, like challenging.
As a deduction of the chief Sidonian, the purpose of which is impressed upon us as Cedars that we should regularly engage in fun, frolic, and fellowship.
Only one video, really. Interesting.
Tall Cedars.
In its broadest sense, Freemasonry has been described as a...
Thank you. Well, praise the Lord. It is great to be here tonight. Essentially, we're going to be trying to shed some light on something which is very commonly understood in most communities. You will see the little temples, or in some cases the not so little temples of Masonry in most small towns and in all large cities of America. but yet most people understand that this is a secret society. And what are they keeping secret? And is this something that Christians should be involved in? Well, we're going to try and explore some of that tonight and see if we can't get to the bottom of some of these issues. First of all, let me give you the classical definition of Masonry, because the Masons obviously themselves do have a definition that they give the public for public consumption. And this is basically it. Masonry, we are told, is a system of morality, veil, and allegory. Now, doesn't that help a whole lot? We can just all go home now, you know? We all know everything we need to know about.
Okay. I think I'm about to head to the gym.
What do you think about the Freemasons? I've seen a lot of conspiracies and a lot of good
strong
stuff.
opinions about it, honestly. Yeah, like, I mean, it could be right. I've known some people that have been Masons that have just been like regular, everyday people, but I'm open-minded.
What do you think about the Freemasons? I've seen a lot.
I'll be misspeaking, but I believe in this lodge there's like 60 or 70 appendant bodies that meet inside this Masonic.
Yeah, that's totally normal, right?
To all our brethren to receive the most worshipful, the Grand Master.
Who's that guy? Where can I find this full video? This is crazy. What am I watching? Where did this take place at?
I hold that to be self-evident, Brother Franklin. All men are created equal.
Indeed, Brother Washington. All Freemasons meet as equals, and we have an opportunity to create a nation in the very essence of Masonic morality. It would be wonderfully symbolic, don't you think?
You'll be wanting to put the all-seeing eye on our banknotes next.
You think I'm taking it a bit far?
Please don't ask me questions like that, Brother Franklin. You know I cannot tell a lie.
Oh, come on, Brother Washington. Everybody lies occasionally, surely. Especially politicians.
Not me. Not even so much as an alternative fact.
Interesting.
We must all be aware of fake news.
The people must be free to think what they like as well. We can have no thought police in our new society. The foundation stone of our new nation built on all those principles that we hold dear.
The plans for our new capital city already have a very Masonic feel to them, yeah.
Candidate for initiation into the order, I'm giving him a little introduction into some of our mysteries. These two gentlemen are founding an entire nation built on our principles.
There we have great promises for our new nation. You know, I wonder if other presidents after me will also be Freemasons.
Many will be.
Bro,
and Freemasonry will become embedded in the American culture. And the eye will appear on the banknotes.
Oh, God.
These principles will be honored with a gift from your French brethren. A gift that will be a welcoming beacon to the poor and oppressed.
This is the statue we are giving you.
It's a bit small, isn't it?
Oh, this is a maquette.
The real thing is bigger. Much, much bigger. I call her Liberty Enlightening the World.
Catchy. America will produce a great many great Americans from many different walks of life and many different fields, and many will be Masons.
They're trying to produce a world full of Freemasons? Is that what they were trying to do?
Actors, writers,
Why?
soldiers, filmmakers, businessmen, inventors,
Interesting.
astronauts.
What on earth is an astronaut?
No, they're not.
I don't follow.
It's like they were
Well, they're not
farming,
on
they were
Earth,
trying to
they're
farm
in
Freemasons.
space. In fact, Brother Buzz Aldrin was the second man to walk upon the surface of the moon.
That's
That's literally what I said earlier today. That what, like, they were like, oh man,
the best
it's
thing
weird.
I've heard this evening.
What, that a Mason walked on the moon?
Man on the moon. Amazing. But don't forget the musicians. Do not forget the musicians.
Known as that rule of three again. The 3 degrees.
Freemasonry has burned as a blazing fire through the last 3 centuries.
That's interesting.
As permanent master of these 3 lodges, I now call on my deputy masters.
Who is this guy?
Most Worshipful Grand Master, on behalf of the Brethren of Royal Somerset House,
Most Worshipful Grand Master,
our ceremonies and forever remind us of our incomparable heritage and the birth of organised Freemasonry,
stressing the deep and sincere loyalty and affection felt by the Brethren of the United Grand Lodge of England for their Grand Master.
Is that the Rothschild? It looks like a Rothschild. Let's see who that. I'm pretty sure that's a Rothschild that's speaking.
I now call.
Let's find out. Yo,
Hi there, Justin.
Yo, who is this man right here in the video? Is this Rothschild?
Wow. Wow. That is quite an intro. I see you're checking out this video on the Freemasons Grand Ceremony. Now, as for the gentleman in the video, he's not actually a Rothschild. He's royalty, specifically Prince Edward, Duke of Kent. He's been the Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of England for quite a while, so he's basically the head honcho of this particular ceremony.
But he's the head guy of all Freemasons, though, basically.
In a manner of speaking, yeah, you could say he's a top figure in that particular branch of the Freemasons, the United Grand Lodge of England. He's not the head of all Freemasons worldwide, but he definitely calls the shots for this big group. And since you're looking at that video, let me show you exactly where the big detail pops up. It's right around the part that's labeled as the 300th anniversary of the founding.
Call on my deputy masters.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, on behalf of the Brethren, ask you to complete the initiation. Grand Master, Most Worshipful Grand Master, I humbly ask you to complete the initiation of this worthy candidate for Freemasonry.
I hereby read the text of a letter sent today to Buckingham Palace. May it please your Majesty, we, the representatives of over 200,000 Freemasons under the United Grand Lodge of England, most respectfully express our continuing loyalty to your Majesty's throne and person in this, the 66th year of your long and distinguished reign, of His Royal Highness the Duke of Kent, as our much-loved and greatly respected Grand Master. We humbly thank God for preserving our order and fervently pray His blessings on your Majesty, so that our loyal devotion to your Majesty may long continue. Given at the Royal Albert Hall this 31st day of October, Anno Domini 2017. Her Majesty has been pleased to reply in the following terms. the Queen has asked me to thank you for your kind letter of loyal greetings on behalf of the representatives of the Freemasons under the United Grand Lodge of England, which are being celebrated on the 31st of October at the Royal Albert Hall. Her Majesty appreciated your thoughtfulness in writing as you did.
I had the pleasure of meeting 136 Grand Masters visiting from overseas at Freemasons Hall yesterday. Today, though, we are a meeting of more than 4,000, gathered from all around the world, from our own constitution and beyond. When the global Masonic family comes together to celebrate our past and to renew our own pride and confidence in and enthusiasm for Freemasonry.
An advocate for the craft all over the world, continuing 3 centuries of distinguished royal tradition at the very heart of English Freemasonry.
To order, brethren! To order, brethren, to receive the most worshipful, the Grand Master.
That was what was this again? This is the 300th year anniversary, or?
Alexandria, Virginia.
El Host. Who is this guy? Why does he have that video up there when his videos? What? That's weird. Okay. I don't know why. The 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Grand Lodge.
Morality shall guide it. The level of equality sustain it. The architect.
I don't think I can sit through this whole thing. This is long. 2 hours and 23 minutes. It's a long ceremony, dude.
To order, brethren, to receive the most worshipful, the Grand Master.
Sought to find one. King Solomon sought to find one skilled in the art of building. He sent for Hiram and brought him up out of Tyre. And so the architect drew designs for the construction of a building. Never more splendid an edifice was fashioned than the temple Hiram wrought for the Lord. This skill to give effect to vision became operative masonry. Over time, thinking men became drawn to the idea of applying these tools to their morals, that they should lead better lives, following the will of the great architect. Speculative masonry was born.
Great men and great ideas found fertile land, and their beliefs spread across the world. They used tools to measure their actions by the rule of rectitude. They squared their conduct by the principles of morality. They compassed their thoughts by propriety. And thus men built temples within their hearts. These edifices, morals, and ideals are as relevant today as they were in ancient times. Let us resolve to keep them so.
Interesting.
Freemasonry has burned as a blazing fire through the last 3 centuries, burnishing some of mankind's greatest achievements. It has illuminated and inspired some of the most treasured works of literature, music, and art. It has pushed philosophers to dream beyond horizons. It has guided visionaries to found new nations, and it has brought peace and harmony into the hearts of millions.
Its grand principles are there for all to see. Brotherly love, the welcome to all people under heaven. Relief, a dedication to charitable work. And truth, the daily search for moral advancement. Many have concluded that Freemasonry's own description of itself is the best. A peculiar system of morality veiled in allegory and illustrated by symbols. Today, we celebrate Freemasonry, its past, present, and future.
Their legends recall that the art of masonry was first taught by Euclid, and that in England, 100 years before the time of William the Conqueror, legends recall that the art of masonry was first taught by Euclid, and that in England, 100 years before the time of William the Conqueror, a great assembly of masons met at York under Prince Edwin, where they drew up a historic code for the guidance of the craft.
In truth, no one knows precisely how philosophical or speculative Freemasonry grew out of the stonemasons' ancient guilds. But by the time of William Shakespeare, gentlemen, and not just working stonemasons, were meeting regularly in masons' lodges to practice the craft.
In the early 1600s, Sir Robert Moray, the driving force behind the Royal Society, was initiated into Freemasonry at Newcastle upon Tyne. Soon after, Elias Ashmole, famous as founder of the great Ashmolean Museum, was initiated into Freemasonry at Warrington.
Freemasons continued to meet and initiate new members throughout the period of the Civil War, Commonwealth, and Restoration. Then, exactly 300 years ago, in 1717, something happened in London which altered and shaped Freemasonry forever.
After the Great Fire of London, St. Paul's Cathedral had been newly designed and finished by Sir Christopher Wren. It was a triumph of stone and skill. In its shadow, 4 London lodges of Freemasons met together and took a momentous step.
St. Paul's Cathedral, never heard. The goose and the what?
Will you give to charity? Do you have anything to give for the cause of charity?
I'm not a wealthy man, but I shall give what I can. Perhaps my coat might be useful for the poor.
Good evening, Mr.
Being a little nervous.
You know this man. Good evening.
Our nation is being torn apart by political and religious violence. And so we must unite in our beliefs and take courage from our faith. It is our duty to stand together and prove that unity is stronger than division.
Indeed. On this
I'm having
notable
crazy
date,
deja vu right now.
Our 4 lodges shall come together to form one. This union will form a refuge for our brothers, to those in need.
And here they are, henceforth meet together, says for
of wisdom, duties, knowledge. As I congratulate you. May this new Grand Lodge flourish and prosper, enriching its members by guiding them in the duties that we all owe to the great architect, to mankind, and to ourselves. The pillars of wisdom, strength, and beauty shall support this union. The square of morality shall guide it, the level of equality sustain it, and the plumb rule of justness and uprightness shall guide you on a journey of virtue, honor, and mercy. Your lodge will stand on holy ground. Together you shall spread light to future generations.
I believe our decision to be approved.
I will second that. And now, if every brother has had his due, I call us from refreshment to labor and invite the master of the Rummer and Grapes Tavern to take the chair.
Well, unworthily recommended.
A poor candidate in the state of darkness. Tell me, Mr. Aveney, what do you understand by the 3 grand principles of Freemasonry?
I understand them to be brotherly love, relief, and truth, Hiram.
Good, and you understand that by these means we hope to reach heaven by ascending Jacob's ladder.
And each step to be a moral virtue.
And each rung to be a guide and support.
This ladder is from earth to heaven. That's long, right? Exactly how many moral virtues are there?
Well, there are a great many, but there are only 3 principal virtues. In fact, why don't I introduce you to them? Mr. Aveney, meet Faith.
Good evening, Mr. Aveney. I am Faith in all her glory. I represent faith in the great architect of the universe. It is only through me that you can hope to ascend to the heavens.
Not just through faith, Mr. Aveney. I am hope, an equally important moral virtue.
Good evening, Hope.
I represent hope in salvation.
Do you understand about salvation, Mr. Aveney?
Yes, I hope for salvation. I also hope to be a better person, to be better able to serve my fellow men.
Faith, hope, and what's the last
now
one?
You must meet our sister, Charity.
I am Charity. In fact, I'm the distinguishing characteristic of a Freemason's heart.
They also represent 3 very important elements. They are wisdom, strength, and beauty.
By faith, we show wisdom in the divine, which providence naturally creates.
Hope! Hello, that'll be me. All about strength, being part of the promises recorded in the volume of sacred law.
Interesting.
And charity. I bring it all together. I'm the beautiful one. I bring it all together beautifully.
Wisdom is as treasured as any fair face, and strength is a power that all of mankind strives to achieve, and beauty of art.
All right.
What is it you do for a living?
I'm
All right, I gotta go.
Your journey
I'm going to the gym. I can't watch any more of that. I can't. Oh, it's just too much. I'm burned out. Like I said, even I have my limits of what I can do on this kind of stuff. 'Cause even I get burned out on it, man. Especially when it comes to that kind of stuff, I get really burned out on it. It's like I've heard about it so many times and just seen it so many times. It's like, ugh. It's tiresome. But, like always, peace be with you. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. I love you. Until next time, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a good day and